Hello. Hi, Wellington.
Hi Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. It's good to see you again.
Oh, yes, me too. The feeling is the same.
I'm good. Good, good. I'm glad. All right. So we'll just wait a second here for others to join us.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this will be a very different. I just got done teaching a lesson about tongue twisters. So this will be quite um, a different feel. Um, little more serious, but we'll still have some fun. So,
Okay.
all right. And let's see. You were in yesterday's lesson on Diwali, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, excellent. So what you'll get today is actually a lesson from um, the same website. I really like their lessons. I think they have a good variety and good vocabulary. Um, but of course, a completely different topic today. So, all
It's
right,
good
Atil.
for us improve.
Yes, yes, it is. It's very good. All right, Atilio, hello.
Yeah, I'm here again.
Excellent. I'm very happy to have you here. I was just saying to Wellington that I just got done with some tongue twisters.
Yeah,
So,
I have to get some rest for my tongue.
yes, yes, you will get some rest. This will be a much more a reading focus. So I'll be
Okay.
doing a lot of the talking, not most of it, but hopefully
But
you will get plenty chances to discuss, but easier talking.
good.
And Anatoly, good to see you again. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
All right. And let's see, both you and Wellington were in the Diwali lesson yesterday. So um, I was telling Wellington today's lesson comes from the same place, the same resource, but of course it's a totally different topic. And we'll take a bit of some similar approaches and some different. Excellent. And we have Koba. Hello. Or not. We have Michael. Hello.
Hi, Stephanie.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. And where are you from?
I am from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, wonderful. One of my favorite cities in the world.
Okay, nice to hear that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. I love it.
What do you like the most about it?
I probably I just like the atmosphere and the people quite a bit. I feel like it's an easy place to be. But every time I go, I spend quite a bit of time at Navy Pier.
What did you say last word? Maybe what? Maybe?
I spend a lot of time at Navy Pier.
Oh, okay. But what about last? You said that it's an easy place to be. Like there are like nice people. What about not good places? Can you give me an example, like of city or state?
Well, New York, for example. Of
What's
course,
wrong with it?
it just it wasn't very friendly. Um,
What do you mean?
like the people aren't very warm. They're very busy. Um, you go into a shop and you don't get a lot of smiles, which is fine. That's fine too. It's just, Chicago, I just find that people are a little more, and that's probably, um, I'm from the Midwest myself. I'm from Minneapolis.
Yep.
So it might just be that there's something about the Midwest culture that appeals to me. I don't know.
Okay, and do you live, no, you said that you live now in Europe somewhere, in Czech Republic, no? Right.
Yep, exactly, in the Czech Republic.
But when you lived in Minneapolis, did you live in the city or on the outskirts?
In the city. Yep, right in the heart of the city.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, well, thank you. Good, excellent.
I opened the truth, Michael. Sorry.
What?
And Michael is joking.
About what?
About your place. I think you told that you are from Moscow.
No,
No?
you mistaken me
I was
with
mistaken.
another one. That was Mikhail. I am Michael.
Oh, yes, yes.
You should be attentive, Anatoly, to details. The devil is in the details. What
Oh,
was the
yes.
idiom?
The devil is in the
Hidden.
details.
Oh, without hidden. Okay.
Do you two know each other from different classes?
I don't think so.
Funny. Fun. All right, so Koba, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. And where are you from?
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia. Wonderful. Excellent. All right. So looks like we have plenty of students to get started. Of course, I've seen most of you before, but just a quick background on me. Like I said, I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota in the United States, the Midwest region of the United States. You'll notice my accent is a Midwestern accent. Hopefully it's very clear and easy to understand. Of
Can you
course,
say something about your accent?
yes.
Your accent is absolutely neutral accent. I don't see any prominence of Midwestern, Southwestern, East-Western. It's kind of neutral, in the middle, right in the middle.
Good, thank you. I want it to be that way. There is, you might notice when I say the word Minnesota. That seems to be the one word that when I say the word Minnesota, people can tell I'm from Minnesota. But,
Do you say vehicle?
what's that?
How do you say vehicle?
Vehicle.
Okay. Those from Texas, they say vehicle.
Yeah, they do. I have a roommate right here in the Czech Republic who is from Texas, and she has worked very hard to lose her accent, which is a shame because I think it's lovely. I really enjoy the Texas drawl, the southern drawl. Excellent. All right, and Lena, welcome.
Hi, Stephanie. Welcome again.
Yes, I'm glad to have you here. Your mouth will get a little break in this one. Of course, you'll do some talking, but it'll be not talking designed to trip up your tongue. So
Okay.
you and Attilio can have a little bit of a rest there.
Yeah.
All right. And Anka, welcome. Okay. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay. It's a little hard to understand you.
Okay. Now? Because I have
Yeah.
a problem here.
There it is.
with
That's much
connecting.
better. That's better.
Okay, all right.
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Germany. Oh,
I'm
excellent.
from Germany. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you're pretty close to where I am. All right. So I was just saying I'm from the United States, but I am currently living in the Czech Republic. Actually, very close to the German border. And I'm teaching English. I'm teaching English here in the Czech Republic. I'm in my 7th year teaching, my 5th year teaching ESL, or EFL now. And I love teaching, I love languages. So any questions you have for me about anything at all, I'm more than happy to answer. Also, any feedback that you have for me, feel free to write it in the chat, or message me through Verbling, or bring it up right here in the lesson.
Can you please try out your Minnesota accent?
Let's see, Minnesota. Let's see, what can I say?
Oh, like people where you lived, how they do this. It's like an average person.
Since I am from the Twin Cities themselves, there's actually a linguistic theory that about 60 miles, there's a 60-mile range that basically spans Minneapolis and St. Paul, where we don't have the Minnesotan accent. But I would try to, if you've ever seen the movie Fargo.
No, never.
Okay.
Never heard.
It's a great movie. I'd recommend it. Fargo takes place partly in Minnesota, and they greatly over-exaggerate the Minnesota accent. So here's a typical thing you might hear. Yeah, you betcha. I'm going to bring a hot dish over to Sven and Oli's house in Minnesota.
It sounds like me. Okay, I'm speaking with my accent.
It's the Minnesotan accent, mostly it's just longer O's and A's. Kind of maybe closer to a Canadian accent than say a Southern accent or a New York accent.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no problem. All right, so with that, let's get into tonight's lesson. The topic is currencies. I chose this topic because I wanted to provide something maybe for people who are learning English because of work or business. My personal preference leans me towards doing lessons based in literature or poetry or tongue twisters. And so I want to make sure as a teacher that I'm providing variety for people. So I found this lesson and I chose it because I thought it would be helpful for people who are learning business English. My background in business is close to none. I've always been leaning towards the arts and languages, so this will also maybe teach me a few things while we go through it. So it is mostly a reading-focused lesson plan, but we're going to start with a pre-reading discussion. There's a few questions, like 5 questions. So we'll have a brief discussion before the reading. And while we're having that discussion, just we'll all remember to be keep your comments brief, but please feel willing to share. The more people that take part in the discussion, the richer discussion we'll have. So we'll start with that. And then we'll have a reading. It is 1 page long, and I will do the reading. I'll read it out loud while you read along on the screen. And we will follow that up with some vocabulary work. And I will say more about the vocabulary and how we'll approach it when we get there. And then finally, if we have time, there is kind of a listening exercise I'd like to do, where again I'll be reading something, but I won't provide the words. So you'll have to really stretch yourself to listen in order to answer the questions afterwards. So that is the approach we'll take. Any questions before we begin?
No questions.
All right, wonderful. Let's get started. And where is my document? Okay. So currencies. And I will zoom in here. There we go. Okay, let me get to the pre-reading discussion questions. So 5 discussion questions, and I'll just ask them openly, and whoever answers first will answer. Again, remember to kind of keep it brief and allow for people who maybe don't speak up as often to speak up. So first question here is, Do you know what countries these types of currency are from? A, yen, B, pounds sterling, C, franc, D, peso, and E, rand. I'm guessing several of you know all of these probably. Who would like to start? Where is the yen from? What country uses the yen?
I think it's from China.
I'm sorry, Stephanie, but I can't see anything.
Oh, okay, let me see. Let me just try it again.
No, we can see. So the problem is on his side.
Okay, so.
I could see what you're saying.
Okay.
Right now that works.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, so there we go. So yen from China. Anyone else? Any?
Yes, China.
Yeah, I think that's right. Sounds right to me. How about pounds sterling?
I think yen from Japan.
Britain.
Yeah. Yeah, my guess would be Britain. I know that England uses the pound, but I've never heard it called pounds sterling, so that's new to me. Good. So we'll find out through the course of this reading. How about the franc? What country uses the franc?
Switzerland?
Switzerland, yeah. I know for sure that Switzerland uses the franc. I believe a couple other countries do as well. I'm not really sure. How about the peso?
Mexico.
Yes.
Colombia.
Yes. Mexico does. Colombia does. You would know.
Chile.
Yes, Chile does.
Maybe Brazil as well.
Maybe Brazil as well. Cool. So some South American countries, they're all using the peso, although different form of the peso, I believe.
Yes.
Brazil, no.
No. What country uses the rand?
I don't know. Maybe Arabia. I don't know.
Maybe from another planet.
Maybe another planet. Yeah, I had never heard of the rand before. We do later on in the lesson. We will find out, of course, what currency Brazil uses, and it is not the peso. And we will find out what country uses the rand. So good. Question 2: have you ever been to a country that uses another form of currency than yours? What was it like using another form of currency? And why don't I just briefly answer? Right now, I'm living in a country that uses a different form of currency.
Euro.
The Czech crown, not the euro, surprisingly. No, the Czech Republic is a part of the European Union, but it uses the Czech crown.
Do you know why?
Norway as well uses krona, but it's Norway krona maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so membership in the European Union does not require that you use the euro, though many of the countries do. Yeah, so some countries just, and I don't know the reason behind that, maybe we'll find out today, but many countries have kept their former currency.
Can I share? I think because Czech Republic is not yet ready to enter Eurozone, just because the economy is weaker, like than Germany's, like Spain's, like, and they should prepare like the economy, something like that, inflation, things like that. So they should prepare, and after that they could enter like in 5 years.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they may. It may be something like that.
But,
I do know. Yes.
UK, Inglaterra, England, the euro is not the currency. They maintain the pound.
That's right. Yeah. So, so there is probably a variety of reasons why certain countries have kept their own currency rather than switch to the euro.
Yeah, Norway has very strong economy, but they didn't change their currency.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to share the debt, I think.
That might be it. I did read in one of the books I have about the Czech Republic that they intend to. They joined the European Union in 2004 with full intention of adopting the euro, but they just haven't yet. Although many places in Prague and even some places where I live will accept. They do accept the euro. So there's a grocery store near my house that I could pay with a euro, but the change I would get would be in Czech crowns. So it's kind of almost a dual system happening.
Okay. The rand is the currency of South Africa.
Ah, yes, excellent. We will get to
Which nation?
South Africa.
South Africa. Yeah.
South African.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So that was something new to me that I did not know before finding this lesson. So good.
Stephanie, in the Google chat is the answer why the Czech Republic is not in the Eurozone.
Oh, cool. Let me take a peek at
Do you
that.
see?
Yeah, so the 1992 Maastricht Treaty originally required that all members of the European Union join the euro once certain economic criteria are met. And the Czech Republic currently meets only 4 of the 5 criteria.
So they are preparing still.
Excellent. Well, good. Thank you for that answer. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Good. All right. Did anybody else have any comments on question 2?
No.
Let's move on.
Good. I know for me, the second question here, just one comment I always have is it always takes a little time to start thinking in that currency. When I've gone abroad to live, you start out thinking, at least me personally, kind of converting the money in my head to find out how many dollars I'm spending. But after a couple months, I find myself thinking in the currency without having to convert it. So just kind of an interesting note there. And that leads us to question 3 here. What do you know about converting currency? And have you ever converted money?
Oh, I think everybody have done here maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we have global citizens here, so converting currency, we're probably familiar with it.
Here in Brazil, we sometimes always convert the dollar to real because $1 veio in real 2.5 reals. It's $1. Is $1, and it's a way to know if we are paying for something here in Brazil too much, because the prices here sometimes is expensive. Something here in Brazil.
Okay.
And it's more cheap.
Okay, so interesting. So you kind of use, you kind of convert just as a measure, you convert to the dollar just as a measure of how much things cost in general.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so let's go on to question 4 here. Do you know how many countries use a dollar as the main form of currency? And
America?
yes, America does.
Easy.
There are some other countries that use both the American dollar and their own dollar. Australia, yeah.
In Canada.
Yeah, there's
New Zealand as well.
yeah.
El Salvador.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
Ecuador, that's for sure. Or no?
I don't know. I don't know off the
I
top of
think
my
no.
head.
I think they no. It's dollar. They switched to dollar because they thought that it's better.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, El Salvador too.
Good to know. Wow, cool. All right. Good. So, and then our last question here: how much money do you spend when you are on vacation? It's kind of a strange
Yeah,
question.
it depends.
A lot.
Yeah, depends on where you're going, I think would be
Yeah,
the
yeah,
answer.
absolutely.
Yes, in the time for vacation.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you're going for a month, of course you're going to spend more than if you're going for a week.
Yes.
And for me overall, what kind of way do you use in vacation? If you are, cheaper way or luxury, something that.
Yeah, yeah. So it depends not only on where you're going, but the activities that you like to do when you are on vacation.
On vacation, I use always Airbnb.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Yes, very cheaper.
Yes, so you
Yes.
get good deals on your lodging and your accommodation.
Mhm.
Good. Yeah, that's my preferred. I like to vacation very cheap. For me, it's much more important to see
Yeah,
different countries and to explore as much as possible. So,
I'm agree with you.
cool, good. Any other comments on that?
Only about the the fourth, né? I read in World Show in some states in Europe they used the dollar like currency as currency because the currency the local currency it's not value. So in many places, many countries in Europe, they use the dollar.
And we,
The dollar is more value than the gold, for example.
for example, which countries uses dollar in Europe?
Yeah, but but in the world show, some countries used the dollar, and because the dollar is more value than the gold, for example. It's
Yeah,
very interesting.
I could imagine that, especially probably in Eastern Europe, more so than Western Europe, would be my guess. Um, yeah, interesting. So I'm hoping as we do the reading, we'll kind of get some answers about some of that stuff. That's interesting. All right. So any last questions before we move on to the reading or comments?
No.
All right. So we're going to move on to the reading, and so I'm going to do the reading. Of course, you will read along and just listen to my pronunciation and the stress and intonation that I put on the words, and then we will discuss and do some vocabulary work and continue. So, currency, an overview. Currency, in short, is money, both paper money like bills and coins. Different countries and systems have their own forms of currency which are used to buy products and services. When people visit a place with another system of money, they need to exchange their money for the system of currency in use. Money is legal tender for goods, debts, charges, taxes, and dues or fees. Second paragraph here. Most countries control the production of their own form of currency. For example, the United States Mint produces all the coins needed for Americans and visitors to use. There are 6 U.S. mints located across the country: Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, West Point, Fort Knox, Denver, and San Francisco. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing is responsible for paper money. One exception is the euro. The euro is the form of money used by all countries in the European Union who have ceded control to the European Central Bank. Some countries that belong to the European Union and use the euro as their form of currency are France, Austria, Germany, Greece, Luxembourg, and Italy. All right, third paragraph. Several countries can use the same name for their currency. The U.S. adopted the dollar in the 1700s. Other countries, like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and Hong Kong, all have dollars as their main form of currency. It should be noted that they are all different dollars and still need to be converted. In other words, a US dollar can't be spent in Australia. US dollars would be converted into Australian dollars before being accepted at an Australian establishment. All dollars are not worth the same amount either. At times, the US dollar might be worth more than a Canadian dollar, or vice versa. The exchange rate is in flux and changes daily. Fourth paragraph, last paragraph. Other countries have other forms of currency besides the euro and the dollar. In Japan, the current form of money is the yen. The Swiss retained their own monetary system and have the franc. Mexico has a peso system, while Brazil has the real. The same is true for countries on the African continent. South Africa uses a rand as its main monetary form. It can be difficult to remember what money is used where and when on vacation, so people have to remember that all money forms are not equal. People sometimes spend more than they intend to when visiting other countries. Okay. So that was the reading. And the next section, we have vocabulary. Were there any, just before we move to the vocabulary, was there anything you wanted me to reread or anything that right now isn't there?
Either, what does it mean?
Either. Either means one or another. Can
you tell me another example?
Yeah, what paragraph was it in? And I can try to explain better how it's used in this example. Was it?
Yeah, it was all dollars. It was third paragraph. All dollars are not worth the same amount either.
Okay. So all dollars are not worth the same amount either. Is that
above the last line?
Oh, okay. In that fourth paragraph here?
Yes.
Okay, so
all dollars
are not worth the same amount either. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of a different use of the word either.
Like also?
Yeah, it's kind of adding emphasis. So it actually is unnecessary in the sentence. The sentence would mean the same without that word. All dollars are not worth the same amount. But it's kind of adding emphasis and also kind of reminding us that its function is to kind of switch back from so the topic of the sentence before is converting US dollars to Australian dollars. So this is kind of adding emphasis and kind of changing the subject at the same time, or slightly changing the topic. It's added for emphasis in this instance. So it could be removed without changing the meaning at all.
Okay, but when I can use it in?
Usually either is used when you're making a choice between two things. Either you like the reading or you don't. You must either use dollars or euros.
Okay.
Not both. So either is typically used when there are two mutually exclusive options.
Okay, and I have to put it in the phrase at the end or the beginning?
It can go in the beginning, middle, or end, I believe. So you can say either use dollars or use francs.
Like Buffy dollar, Australian dollar, or American dollar, as example, either American dollar or Australian dollar.
Yep, it's saying one or the other, but not both.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, I was incorrect there. You can't always use it at the end. When it's at the end, like it is here, I think that is for emphasis. Another typical use of either at the end of an utterance might be me either. You might, if people are disagreeing with something and you say me either, it means you also don't like.
So can I say like this, if somebody says I am not going to the party tonight, and you say I am not going to the party either.
Yes. So at the end, yeah, good. So I guess we're coming to understand this a little better. When it's at the end of a sentence there, it's for emphasis, or it means kind of also. At the beginning of a sentence, it would be distinguishing between two choices. Great question.
Okay.
Good. All right.
Can you explain the second paragraph? Second paragraph.
Yes, let me get there. Sorry. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so most...
Mint. What is mint?
The mint is what we call the place where the coins are made. So it's like a factory for coins.
For coins or just in general money?
Coins and money in general.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah, good question. It's not like mint, like the flavor, like mint tea. It's not that mint. It is our word for our money factory.
Yeah, and there was money is legal, tender. I know tender, meaning of tender, but here it's not the meaning I know. And can you explain this tender?
Good. So, and it's important to pay attention to the word before it as well, legal tender. When you see those two words together, it is a synonym for money or currency.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so legal tender would include, could be a check, it could be a credit card, it could be cash, it could be Bitcoin nowadays. Yeah, so legal tender is a way to pay, a legal way to pay for your goods and services.
And so like these coins are no longer legal tender, you can say like this, yeah?
Yep. So, if when the Czech Republic finally switches to the euro, the crown will no longer be legal tender.
So I understand. Thanks.
Great question. And maybe I should have gone paragraph by paragraph to discuss. But anything else? Anything else in any of the paragraphs? I'll zoom out a little bit, maybe.
And what was the currency in America before 1700?
Good question. It would have been whatever England used.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, before we were our own country, we would be using, and I don't know if it was the pound back then or not. It probably was. I know that
I think it was sterling, yeah.
so that would have been the currency before 1776. Good question. All right. Any other questions on the reading? All right. Why? Good.
Stephanie,
Yes.
can you in the chat?
Yeah. Let me
Thank
switch
you.
back there. Yes. Sorry, let me switch back to the Ribbling chat. I'm sorry, what did you want me to do in the chat?
The link.
Oh, put the link to this lesson. I actually can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried with yesterday's. I tried, it didn't work. This is Verbling pays for this resource for the teachers, so
Okay.
it's kind of locked down.
I preached the. Okay.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
I the screen.
Okay. Yeah, you can do some screenshots or something. All right, so if we're all ready, I'm going to go to the next page, which is going to be our vocabulary practice. And I'll explain a little bit what I had in mind to do the vocabulary. So there's basically two activities. Activity A here with a couple bonus questions, and then activity B. How I would like to approach this, I would like to give you maybe just 1 minute to read this and come up with some answers on your own, like silently by yourself. And then I would like to call on people at random to answer. I like to do it that way because I like to give everyone a chance to participate. But of course, if I call on you and you're not comfortable answering, or you don't know the answer, or you just don't feel like answering, you can always say pass. So unless anybody has any problems with that method, that's how we're going to go about the answer. And you can type your answers there in the chat, as Koba is doing, which is great. And maybe that's more effective. I'm not sure. But is that all right?
That's easy. Dollar, euro, they're easy. We can on the spot. You can ask us on the spot.
Excellent. Okay, so
Not
then,
something like rocket science.
Okay, good. Well, good then. As long as you're comfortable with that, I am as well. So why don't you, Koba, tell us number 1. What's the answer?
So USA.
Yes, excellent, easy. And number 2, how about Michael?
Euro?
Yep, Euro. And what country does it go with?
Germany.
Germany, excellent. And how about Wellington, number 3, right?
I don't.
All right, no problem. Lena, how?
I don't see the screen.
Oh,
The text.
Oh, okay.
Con Stephanie and.
Okay. Everyone else can see the text, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Lena, how about the franc? What country uses the franc?
Switzerland.
Excellent. And the peso, we've already said, goes with Mexico. Wellington, you won't need the text to tell us what country uses the real. Or real?
Brazil.
Brazil, excellent.
Yeah.
And we have also already found out that the rand is used in South Africa. All right, so then the bonus questions. Name 2 other countries that use a form of the dollar. I believe we've already talked about this. Australia, New Zealand are both ones. And how about 2 other countries that use the euro? Attilio?
Spain.
Spain, excellent. Yay, thank you, Lena.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Italy,
And
Slovenia,
Italy. Excellent.
Slovenia.
Slovenia, very good. All right. So that was pretty easy. So then B, activity B is about synonyms. Why don't let's do this one together then as well. So we're looking for the word closest in meaning to the vocabulary as it was used in the main reading. So currency. You can say the letter you think it is, or you can type it in the chat. Is it A, economy, B, money, C, bills, or D, coins?
Money.
Money. Yep. Excellent. Currency means money. Number 2, coins. Is that closest to A, paper money, B, metal money, C, international money, or D, domestic money?
Metal money.
Metal money. Yeah, coins are made of metal. And 3, bills. A, paper money, B, metal money, C, international money, or D, domestic money?
Paper.
Paper money.
Excellent. So these are pretty easy vocabulary.
Yes.
4, exchange. Is that A, giving, B, taking, C, trading, or D, selling?
Trading.
Trading, very good. Yep, when we exchange, it goes both ways. All right, 5, exchange rate. Is that A, how much money, A, how much one currency is worth, B, how much 2 currencies are worth, C, the amount governments sell currency for, and D, the amount one currency is traded for another?
D.
D, good. Any other guesses? It is D. Yep, and again, we see the word traded there, so exchange, as in question 4, exchange means trade, so it is how much we trade money for, the rate. Oops. All right, C, flux. This is not a very common vocabulary word. Does flux mean A, always changing, B, always the same, C, always increasing, or D, always decreasing? It is A. If things are in flux, they are changing. Just a quick note on the word flux. You will almost always see it with the preposition in beforehand. Things are in flux. It's related to the word fluctuating.
But can you see the word influx as like increasing?
Yes, but not only increasing. It could mean increasing, but it could also mean decreasing.
How do you use like decreasing? What? Can you give me an example of a sentence, please?
Well,
Like
it would
decreasing.
be. It basically, okay, so maybe a better explanation is that if something is in flux, it could be going up, it could be going down. You're not sure whether it's up or down, you just know that it's changing. It's not staying the same.
Okay, I agree. But what about decreasing?
The word decreasing itself?
No. In flux, can you use like decreasing? Like you would say like a sentence with this word, and I would understand 100% that you're talking about decreasing.
No. So yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, flux. You wouldn't know. It's not so specific as in terms of what the change that's happening is.
Okay.
Yeah, so good question, yeah. And that's why the answer A is the best. I picture, this word makes me picture like liquid almost, like waves going up and down. When something's in flux or fluctuating, I picture a never-ending kind of wave, like waves on the sea. Good. All right. And then mint. We already talked about mint. So we did talk about it is where money is made, and it sounds like from the reading that it's specifically the place where coins are made. So I'm not sure if that means the United States also has a bureau that makes bills. I always thought all money came from mints in the United States. But it looks to me like the best answer here is probably C, based on what we read. Any thoughts on that one? Or are we in agreement that C is the best answer?
Yes.
All right, excellent. 8, convert. A, buy, B, sell, C, change, or D, remain?
C, change.
Yep, very good. When we convert something, we change it from one thing to another. All right. And number 9, adopt. Does it mean to A, take, to B, own, to C, buy, or to D, give? This one,
A, take.
yeah, this one's a little bit trickier. And the answer is A. In this sense, adopt means to take someone else's custom or manner of doing something and use it for yourself. So the best synonym here is take.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And then number 10, we talked about this one already as well, legal tender. And we did say that it's money that is accepted for use. So legal money. And C would be the opposite of legal tender. That would be illegal tender. All right. Any questions on any of that vocabulary? All right. Okay, so that brings us to the listening part. I am going to go back to my camera. So this next part this lesson was kind of designed to be done in person with groups, so or to work in partners where one partner reads to another partner and then answers questions about what they heard. But for this format, I think it'll work best for me to read the paragraph and then have you listen for the answers. I will tell you the questions first, just to get your ears ready for what to listen for. There are 2 paragraphs. We'll see if we have time for both, but we're going to start by reading the paragraph about the euro. So your questions, this is what you're going to listen for, and I'll show them really quickly. They are, so here's the questions you're going to listen for. Who uses the euro? We won't spend much time on that. We already have answered that. What organization manages the euro? Where are the countries located? When did the euro come into existence? And why is the euro an important part of the world economy? So those are the 5 questions you're going to answer, and I am going to read them and not show you the text. So here we go. The euro. The euro is the single form of currency used by the 15 countries belonging to the European Union. Because it is used by so many countries and their citizens, it is one of the most significant currencies in the world. The euro came into existence in 1999 when countries such as the Netherlands, Portugal, Finland, and 12 others gave control to the European Central Bank that now manages and authorizes all policy associated with the euro. Over 300 million citizens use the euro. All European Union states are eligible to join this monetary system. However, not all of them have chosen to relinquish their own form of currency. The United Kingdom has retained pound sterling, and Denmark still uses the krone. There are a few other microstates that are not members of the Union, but have adopted the euro. One example is Vatican City, located in the country of Italy. 1 euro is divided into 100 cents, which is similar to the United States dollar. 1 euro is not equal to 1 US dollar, though. The euro system contains both bills and coins and can be used in any country that belongs to the EU and has adopted the euro as its monetary form. Although it's had its ups and downs, the euro is proving to be a major player in the world's economy. All right. So let's go back to the questions. And I think one that maybe we'll skip down to the, oh, sorry. Skip down, we'll skip that first question, where is the euro used, or who uses the euro? Who heard the answer to number 2? What organization manages the euro?
European Bank?
Yep, the European Central Bank.
Wow, I almost guessed.
Good, yeah, kind of easy to guess. Yeah, we could go back up and check, but with the interest of time, let's just move on. We're going to skip question 3. We know where the countries are located. How about question 4? Who heard the year that the euro came into existence?
1991?
1999.
Yep, it was 1999. Good. Dates are always a little bit tricky, I think, because native speakers tend to say them very quickly. Good. So it was 1999. And then, according to the text, why is the euro an important part of the world economy?
For the amount of traders, 300 million.
Yes.
300 million people uses the money.
Excellent, excellent. Very good. And we'll just pick.
Is it correct to use the word trader?
Yeah, it's correct. I feel like there's probably a business, like a more specific business term for it, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Yeah, so we can find right in the text, I'm sure, that that it's a major. Let's see, 1 euro. The euro system contains was adopted. Did it say that in the text? Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, yep, over 300 million citizens, right there.
Okay.
It's the euro. Yep, and so that makes it a huge monetary system. Where was the name of it? Yep, European Central Bank. And there we see it came into existence in 1999. Excellent. So,
tell us what's monetary system?
Monetary system is just a money system.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know why we use a different form of the word money, but it means exactly the same as a money system. Just kind of the technical term, I guess, is monetary, of or relating to money.
Okay.
Good. Any other questions? We are out of time, but any last burning questions before we say goodbye?
What do you like more, crowns or dollars or euros?
I liked to get paid in dollars back when I was in the States, but things are more affordable here. My salary is quite a bit lower. My student loans are in US dollars, so that's not a favorable exchange rate for me.
What did you say? What's last sentence? What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. My student loans.
What student loans?
In the United States, to get a higher education, to go to college or university, you have to take out loans.
Okay.
So I have quite a few loans, and they're all charged in American dollars.
You're paying now for them?
Yes,
But
yes.
are you studying there, or what's the point?
No, I'm finished with my education. I'm finished paying. So I take out loans to pay the universities, but I've graduated. I finished my master's this summer, so now I'm in repayment, and for the next 30 years, I'll be paying for my education.
Shock us, how much does it cost your education? Tell us per year.
Per year, I went to cheap schools, and I've gone for 10 years, so per year it wound up being like maybe $6,000 a year, or between $6,000 and $8,000 a year if you averaged it out.
But did you say master degree you have?
Yeah.
So how much master degree?
That part cost about $20,000
per year.
Yeah. No. Total.
Total. Okay.
Yeah.
Master degree in what?
Yeah. So, but worth it. I believe in education, and unfortunately, that's our system in the United States.
What master degree do you have?
In
What?
English as a second language, a Master of Arts in English as a second language.
What's your high education?
My bachelor's degrees
bachelor's, university.
were in linguistics, Spanish, and interdisciplinary philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of schooling. I really enjoy school, so I went for a long time.
How did it help your education?
It's allowed me to travel the world, and it's given me work that I find very agreeable, that I enjoy quite a bit. So.
What do you mean agreeable?
Agreeable. I like doing it. I don't dread going to work every day. I get to do something I like, and make a living. So.
And why do you think you are the best candidate for this position? We are like on the job interview now.
I'm not sure that I am, but I hope you choose me.
Yeah, okay, we will call you.
All right. Thank you all so much. I hope to see you in future classes, and see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
Stephanie.
great day.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.